Hi everybody, I'm Sarmad Laith. Today I'm gonna talk about briefly about my this is an introduction about the issues that I was talking about during my 2019 federal election in Ottawa, and I was independent when I joined my election campaign. So today I'm going to talk about several issues. These issues are very important, and there are 8. So my platform, in my platform, I focus on 8 important issues to talk about, and if I can name these issues or these important projects or issues, they are healthcare, public service, education, housing, transportation, justice, accountability, economy, business, farming, environment. So these are my 8 very important issues that I focused during my 2019 election, federal election in Ottawa, the Canadian federal election in 2019. And basically here, when I'm going to talk about these issues, I'm going to discuss about these issues briefly and in each video. So this video is only an introduction, and it's not detailed one. And what I would like to mention in this video is that when I discuss or talk about these issues, I'm going to suggest new ideas, I'm going to criticize, I'm going to praise good things. So basically the idea is that if I criticize in any way, my intention is to improve the negative, let's say, or the mistake or the bad things happening. So always criticism, it's when somebody advises you, their intention is to tell the truth, to change to the best, to improve, to change your mistake, to make things better. So when I criticize, I don't want somebody say, oh, if you don't like it the way, then go back home. Okay, this mentality, it's not acceptable, especially, we are all Canadians. So when we criticize something, then the intention is to improve our society and our community. So, and racism, discrimination, it's unacceptable in Canada, and there's zero tolerance in respect of exercising racism. So whether I am white or not white or any color, or I am black, or I speak a different language, or my skin is different, it doesn't matter in Canada. As long as you are Canadian, you have the right to express your opinion and to suggest and to give your opinion and to have an involvement in this society. So basically we need the civic involvement. So this is the reason behind our videos, is that when I see something different, but this thing is not the best to our society in Ottawa or in Canada, then this is basically come from my deep heart, with good intention, good faith, to correct these mistakes and to change it to the best. So I don't want to expect, I'm not expecting, I don't want to hear somebody, oh, if you don't like it, go back home. This is not acceptable at all, and this is racism, and I will suggest and advise, if you don't like my video, to stop watching it and watch something else that makes you happy. So here we are talking about like political issues and community issues, and we are here to improve ourselves as a society, as a Canadian society. So an example that, like, an example of one of the issues that I suggested, like in 2019, during the Rogers TV debate, and I was one of the 8 actually candidates. They were talking during the debate. So one of the things that I raised up is that we need to improve our security, national security, public security, and make our Alta Vista Hunter Club area more safe. And the thing I suggested is that at that time to increase the police officers numbers, and because police, Ottawa police, they lack of big budget or enough budget to support themselves and to hire more, actually hire more police officers. And thank God, after the debate, after the election, my suggestion was heard and implemented, and the government raised up the budget of the police station and gave Ottawa police extra budget, and therefore they started hiring more police officers. At that time they were recruiting about 100 extra police officers, and they were targeting mosques and temples in different places and trying to attract more people and from the different communities. So that was my suggestion. And when I did suggest, I did suggest from my deep heart, with good faith, to change the condition, the bad condition of our area, Ottawa South or Hunter Club, Alta Vista, and to also bring more security, more safety to the area. So this is why when I talk in these videos, I'm gonna criticize openly. I'm gonna talk frankly speaking, and I'm gonna honestly suggest what I see is the best to the society and to the community. So again, I raised up in Montreal and I speak English and some French and Arabic and some other like languages here and there. So when I like switch from one language to another language, so please enjoy watching the video or watching the scenes of Ottawa, the streets of Ottawa, the Parliament and the other buildings in Ottawa. The beauty of Ottawa, and it's mainly because of its natural, scene. Everything is natural. Like if you go around alongside the river, the streets, and everything is natural, and with a little bit of like old fashioned. So again, I'm gonna talk now in Arabic. مرة أخرى مرحبا، السلام عليكم. أنا اسمي سرمد ليث. أنا كنت مرشح في انتخابات الفيدرالية عام 2019 في منطقة أوتاوا ساوث. واليوم هذا الفيديو هو introduction، مقدمة عن ما سأحكيه وما سأتحدث عنه في باقي الفيديوهات. وهذه الفيديوهات كلها تتحدث عن مشاكلنا في أوتاوا أو التحديات أو عدة قضايا وأمور يجب أن نتطرق إليها حتى نستطيع أن نحسن من وضع المواطن الكندي في أوتاوا. وهذا هو الغرض الأول والأخير، الغرض الأساسي، الهدف من هذه الفيديوهات هو النقد البناء. وأرجو أن لا يفهم المستمع ما سنقوله بنية خاطئة، ولا يأتيني أحد من الناس يقول هذا يتكلم عن البلد، هذا ما عاجبه هذه الأمور، ما عاجبه هذه السياسة، هذا ليش ما يرجع لبلده. هذا كلام مرفوض، لأنه كلنا كنديين، ونحن يعني نتكلم من صميم قلبنا من أجل بناء مستقبل أفضل لنا ولأولادنا ولأجيال المستقبل. فأرجو إذا أي شخص سمع هذا الكلام وما عجبه هذه المواضيع أو النقد، إنه يسكر هذا الفيديو ويستمع إلى شيء آخر يفيده، لأنه أنت ما مجبور تسمع شيء يغضبك أو تعصب عليه أو أنت ما توافقه. وما يستطيع أحد أن يلغي أو يصادر رأي أي أحد آخر. كل إنسان عنده رأي خاص به، وهذا الرأي ناتج من خبرة هو اكتسبها، مر فيها تجارب. فهذه التجارب وهذه الخبرة أعطته هذه النظرة وهذا المفهوم اللي بنى عليه هذا الرأي. وكل إنسان عنده رأي. إذا أنت ما حبيت اقتراحاتي وانتقاداتي ورأيي، أرجو من حضرتك أن أنت يعني تشوف لك فيديو آخر أو تغير الموضوع، والسلام خير ختام. So I was saying the same thing. What I was mentioning is that this is mainly about the issues that we were focusing during our 2019 election and the next year elections. And I am Canadian, and I was a signals officer at the Canadian Forces, and I became Canadian in 1997, and I've been living in Canada for the last 27 years. So nobody says from where I come from, or if he doesn't like it, go back home. That's not gonna work at all. So I am Canadian, and maybe more Canadian than any other Canadians. I serve this country, and I willing to defend this country with my soul and sacrifice myself for the sake of this country, which is my country, Canada. So let's start and talk about these issues that we need to discuss about. So one of these, like let's mention these issues one by one. I spoke about the economy, so we need to create more jobs, and we need to support small businesses. And now I'm going to talk about about the job and workforce, and about the employment and unemployment issue in depth and in details, because it's a very important one, inshallah, and God willing, in the next video. Now we need also to talk about our health system, attract more physicians, and reduce the long hours of waiting at the hospital emergencies. And we need expert doctors that they know how to diagnose the diseases easily, and we need to train them. We need to discuss about this issue, very important, very much in details. لازم نتكلم عن موضوع العمل وفرص العمل وخلق فرص العمل وإعطاء هذه الفرص بالتساوي بالمساواة وعدم العنصرية. وكذلك نتكلم عن نظام الصحة، وكذلك توظيف أطباء أكثر عدد ممكن حتى نقلل من عدد ساعات الانتظار في المستشفيات. We're going to talk about the farming and how we can support farmers, about the environment, how to protect our environment. We're going to talk about retirement, about child benefit, recession. We're going to talk about budget cuts, and we're going to talk about the strikes, bus drivers, teachers, physicians. We're going to talk about teachers, basically. Teachers, we need to take care of the teachers. We need to pay attention to their needs. Teachers, they are great human beings, great people. They sacrifice, they devote their time, their life for the sake of our education system. So السياسة القائمة، يعني احنا هدف السياسي الناجح او المخلص هو انه يخدم بلده، يخدم مجتمعه، يخدم الناس. طبعا يحب انه يطور بلده، يحب انه يطور امكانيات البلد، يحب انه يحافظ على الامكانيات، يحافظ على الريسورسز، الثروات، وكل ما الله سبحانه وتعالى انعم هذا البلاد، انعم عليه هذه البلاد او تلك البلاد. اذا احنا ان شاء الله سوف نتكلم عن كل تلك القضايا. يعني حتى في احد القضايا حنتكلم عنها ان شاء الله، يعني how to develop and encourage Canadian government to expand and export worldwide instead of importing. Like we need to make certification more easier for Canadian manufacturers to reduce costs and encourage manufacturing to boost Canadian products. يعني هذه كلها all this we need to talk about and to support and discuss. And again, we need also to talk about change the business attitude from consuming international products to Canadian products. So it's all suggestions, you know, and I know I'm only advising. I'm not imposing, this is suggestions, proposal. كلها اقتراحات تطرح. وإن شاء الله بالفيديوهات الأخرى حنتكلم عن بعض الخروقات أو بعض shortcomings والتقصير من بعض المسؤولين أو بعض الجهات، لذلك بسبب التحزبات وبسبب كل واحد ماسك يعني كل دائرة هي عبارة عن قيادة لوحدها، عبارة عن دولة لوحدها. يعني عندك الهايدرو هم they are governed by themselves. These telecommunication companies governed by themselves. الcourts وحدهم governed by themselves. Service Canada, Service Ontario, and like these are like entities أو خلينا نقول agencies. They have their own Health Canada مثلا, they have their own regulations, own policies, on even on government. So how we can control these agencies, and when anything happens, any mistake happens, we can bring justice with accountability. المحاسبة. المشكلة في كندا أو في أوتاوا ما في محاسبة يعني تأخذ a very like long procedure, long time, period of time, and eventually not everyone is going to follow this long time process and headache one, because not everyone can tolerate the cost. So therefore nobody ask for the justice. They leave it. احنا نريد نخليها سهلة. We need to bring justice, accountability. So this is why we're gonna talk about this, because with accountability everybody feels that nobody is above the law. So rule of the law is nobody is above the law. And at the end, finally, I would like to thank all the listeners, and thank you for watching. وأشكركم جزيلا على المشاهدة، ونراكم إن شاء الله في فيديوهات أخرى، وإلى اللقاء. Take care. Have a nice day.